I definitely understand the motto that a friend to everyone is a friend to none.
Ooh.
You see it a lot on HBCU camps. People, the popular clique are the people who claim to love each other in public, but in private tear each other down. I know a lot of people who are popular and are friends with everyone, but like you said, Shemai, you can't necessarily trust. You can't trust that. What I've learned is that if somebody is always talking about somebody else, and that's like what they live for, um, they are the same people that will talk about you.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 4 of Did You Hear That with Shimei and A'Lauren. I am Shimei Cook.
And I am A'Lauren Gilchrist.
How are you doing? Me and A'Lauren are, well, I'm on the road this week. I've been busy. I'm in Baltimore for Combine, HBCU Combine at the headquarters of Under Armour.
Great.
So I'm on the road, but Lauren, you have some great news to share with everybody. It's public information at this point. I feel like a proud parent at this point. Tell the people your new position.
So I am officially now the new 2025 through 2027 student representative for the National Association of Black Journalists.
Yeah, Lauren listed Lauren. She is one of the people that is really consistent with NABJ. And I just want to give you your flowers because that is what you have done or what you just are doing or about to do is amazing. And
Thank you.
I'm very proud. I can't wait. Hopefully I could be your assistant or something. Or your travel buddy or something like that or whatever. But I'm glad that especially a woman of color is at the table of that organization. So very proud of you. You got some big shoes to fill with Grant Hines, but I
Yeah,
think you are you're gonna do great, and I'm excited for you. I'm very proud.
thank you.
How does your family feel about it?
I had to maybe explain to them over and over what it
So is
was.
this paid or this volunteer?
I think it's just volunteer. I
Okay.
didn't think anything about pay. I just can't let me get paid.
Listen, I'm asking you. You're the one that got the position. I know for sure we will be in Cleveland this summer. Can't wait at our conference, our yearly conference that we have within our organization. It's gonna be a great time. I'm very excited. So, but you're definitely be. I think because since it's a new administration in NBJ, and it's the 50th year. Look at that. Oh, see, it's just great after great after great after great. But nah. Oh well, today's episode is about friendships. Okay, today's episode is about friendships and the importance of staying consistent in a friendship. So, Lauren, what are your values in a friendship?
That's a great question. What I've learned over the past almost 4 years is that one of the key values you have to have in a friendship is mutual support.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's lacking in a lot of spaces. When you're a high achiever like myself, sometimes you may support others, but other people, when they see you achieve something, they're not really like supportive or yeah, they're not really supportive. And sometimes I really feel like that's what's kind of led to the demise of a few of my friendships. I know when I first got to Norfolk State, I became really close with one of my suite mates, and I felt like I supported her in so many different areas. But whenever I wanted support or wanted her to show up for something or even just be happy for me, she was never happy for me, or she
Mm.
would find an excuse not to be there, or things like that. And so I in friendship, I really value support and I also value loyalty. Um, if there is somebody that I tell you that I don't like or I've had a falling out with, you should not go out of your way as my friend to go befriend that person.
I think okay. Let me put a context on this. I have I had a friend, right, where we met each other where we worked together, and that friendship, or that us being colleagues transpired into us being close friends. And we were like, it was like a group of us, right? And me and another person didn't get along well. Person was very, my opinion, feel like they were jealous of, we were both in the industry. Well,
Mhm.
she thought she's trying to be, they're, oh, well, too late. She's trying to be in the industry. And, she's one of those people that says future news anchors and has done nothing. Yeah, exactly. But when I try to tell people that you look out for them, they don't like to listen. And then, had slick remarks and all that jazz. So we all fallen out. But the other friend who I was very close with, um, was still friends with her. So how would you navigate if you were friends with somebody, but with two people and they had a falling out? Does that count as but she was still friends with the other person? Does that count as unloyalty?
I think it depends
Okay.
because in the situation I had, it was kind of like me and this other girl were close, and there was another person who kind of joined our duo, made a trio, and I had a falling out happened, and the two of them got along with double teaming against me.
Wow, that was your bonding.
Yeah.
That's messed up. Oh, people are wicked, I swear.
Yeah. And I think navigating friendships and what's kind of made me realize that I really have to hold a lot of different values is that, like you said, Shemai, a lot of people are jealous. And sometimes I can be naive to that and learn the hard way. But I really value support. I really value loyalty. Um, and like you said, consistency. Um, I've had a few other friends that wanted to be around me just because I had a position,
Mm,
and they thought that maybe they could get some sort of status
those are
or
those are leeches.
exactly. And so I want genuine people around me. That's a value that I really admire. It's just people who are genuine, have their own thing going on. They're not looking to level up just because they're, in your proximity. And don't get me wrong, because I feel like with you, Shemai, as my friend, I level up because I learn from you, and I admire you. But it's not like I'm trying to be you or take your spotlight or anything like that. And I've been in several situations where it seemed like these people weren't even really my friends. They were just more of, I just want what she has.
Mm. So I have, it's hard for me to trust people sometimes because of that. I think, you can't tell, like I said, I think I said this a few times on the show. You can't tell everybody everything. Um, but also I'm very skeptical of people. It's hard for me to trust people. That's a thing because things like that, very petty. People like to turn their back, and it is really hard to trust people when you have something so precious to you in your career and our craft that's precious to us, you know, and in our reputation. That's another thing. So it's like stuff with like that is really annoying because like me and you won't hurt nobody. Just won't hurt a fly. So it's just like, and when it keeps happening, it's like, am I the problem, or it's just like, what's going on? Why do people keep acting like this towards me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something I'm trying to figure out. What is it possible to have too much friends, or is there an ideal number of close friends relationships?
Yes.
Hmm.
I definitely understand the motto that a friend to everyone is a friend to none. Um,
Ooh.
you see it a lot on HBCU campuses. People, the popular clique are the people who claim to love each other in public, but in private tear each other down. I know a lot of people um, who are popular and are friends with everyone, but like you said, Shemai, you can't trust that. What I've learned is that if somebody is always talking about somebody else, and that's like what they live for, they are the same people that will talk about you in other ways.
Mm.
I've learned that the hard way. I actually, in my previous relationship,
Oh,
um,
very dangerous.
I remember one night, he was hanging with a group, and one of my friends were in the group. And he called me and he said, Shh, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just listen. And this girl was tearing me down, like literally calling me these names, um, just saying a whole bunch of like really derogatory things and talking about my character. And I just couldn't believe it. And ever since that conversation that I overheard, I kind of pulled myself away from her because this
Does
was
she know that you know that she was talking about her? Oh,
no.
I love that. I love that. You better than me though. I would have addressed it. I was like, so what was that?
Yeah.
I,
Um,
I, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
um, yeah, that's terrible. Um, I feel like everyone who comes in freshman year during welcome week, they always meet a group of people that they cling to. And for me, I had that big friend group of almost, 10 to 12
Oh my
people.
gosh. You didn't have a friend group. That's a posse. That's
Yeah,
a posse.
and it ended really badly. Some drama started happening during the whole SGA election time, and
There you go. Oh, snap.
all the freshmen, everybody wants to run for something, and there was just so much like division. Like you said, the shady remarks and people like, throwing things at your face. The big friend groups never work. And what I've learned is that having maybe two or three people in your corner is better than having 12. And you also cannot, a lot of people join organizations, and even in a leadership role, what I've learned is that you can be nice to everybody, but you do not have to befriend everyone.
Yes, it's called cordial.
Exactly, just being cordial. And I think a lot of times, a lot of people think, especially going into college, I want to make friends, I want to feel accepted, and they join all these things and think that just because you're in an organization means that all these people are your friends. I've learned that the hard way as well. Um, that not everyone around you is truly a friend. Um, and like I said, I've learned a lot of these things the hard way, Shamai.
You live and you learn, and you all you gotta do is just take it on the chin with certain things. That's really it. I rather it's good that you learn it now than when before you're 40
Yeah.
and finding it out, or when you graduated and you just finding it out. I think that's the point of college, and I think that's what people fail to realize. Like, oh, they all this with this ideal of a movie experience of college, where something sometimes you know life puts you through stuff because you need to prepare for who you want to be in life, girl, after post grad and in in your life moving forward. So I think I it might be a tough pill to swallow, but I think it's very much needed. So oh boy. So another question. What's how has social media changed the way we maintain friendships?
Ooh.
I'm gonna start off with this one. So I'm gonna say I feel like I like I said this before on another episode a few weeks ago or last week or something. I like when people treat. I don't like favoritism. So I feel like I don't like if you treat me different compared to another friend. So when social media, I remember this. I ran for senior class president, right? And one of my old friends didn't post my flyer, did nothing. I was around this person. Everybody knew that person was like a sibling to me and all that jazz. We were very close. And but their friend earlier that year, one of their friends ran for homecoming queen or something like that, and she posted her flyer. And then when I addressed it, she was like, "Well, you have it's just a piece of paper. You're mad over a piece of paper. I didn't post a piece of paper. So just try to I don't like when it's not. I feel like it's not. Social media shouldn't play a part, but I feel like if you social media makes you pick a side between a friend, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Same thing. With the women, I learned that I just stopped commenting on people's posts, because they would either respond to everybody and not me, or either when it came to my post, they wouldn't even like it. And I'm like, I'm
Wow.
yeah, I'm like, I'm over here commenting and liking these people's posts, and you can't even like mine. So I definitely agree. Especially like you said, if we're close friends, we're supposed to be close, or as girls say, sister, or something like that. Um, there should be a mutual level of, again, support. I think on a positive note, though, what I've realized is that a lot of people that I maybe may know from childhood who don't live in the area anymore, or some of the people I graduated with who are far out, or even like everybody I met at the short course. I really like staying connected with them on social media that way because I do feel the love and support.
Okay.
Um, I do feel that. Um, it's kind of weird, Shemai. It's almost like the people who aren't in my proximity sometimes support me more than those who I see almost every day. And I don't know if you've experienced that, um, but I've definitely experienced that on a social media level. Um, I also think now that social media can also destroy a lot of friendships.
Yeah, I
Um,
I think yeah, I could say that. I can say that, but I also it's hard not to like when you really are like when someone's like really like your friend, like it's hard to not support them, and that's well, the way people support is via social media or I'm not really big, and I think you have to establish people need to know people's behavior
mhm,
and people's patterns
mhm,
when you're somebody's friend. So I know a lot of my friends don't really like repost stuff or don't really comment. I'm not one to comment. I will definitely will like, and depends what the content is. I probably will reshare,
mhm,
but I do like the post. Now I'm not really one to comment. It depends. Like I'll probably put like a fire emoji or something like that. But like I'm not gonna comment like oh a whole paragraph or something like that. Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing that. But in the end, it gets to a point when like when you start noticing like oh why are they're doing this to me but I doing that to somebody else. After I will address it, when like when you feel some type of way, you gotta address it because people don't know. People can't fix what they don't know. With what they don't know. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I know you mentioned that. It seems like I know we talked about this on another episode, but it seems like our generation avoids confrontation. And
Yeah.
like that's also been a downfall in a lot of my friendships where I do bring something up and the other person feels like it's an attack or something. And,
Yeah.
and
And they don't like
it's
have meeting, like they don't like, it's accountability as well. Like I have had like a friend where they didn't like taking accountability
Mhm.
and like to flip it on to me or to other
Yeah,
people. So it's just like, or sweeping people's feelings under the rug, and it's already always about them. It's always about them. And that's not fair. That's not a true friendship.
yeah, exactly. It's not. It's not at all. And I've seen that a lot, especially here at my university.
Mm,
Um, I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because of social media, people feel like they can just behind a phone or whatnot or a text. Because I've even had a lot of things where I'm more of a person, let's just talk it out in person.
me too.
Um, I've, but then, people don't want to talk in person. They only want to, send a
On the
text.
phone. Yeah.
And I'm kind of like,
Or people fast to block you so you can't even say stuff off, like you can't even get stuff off your chest or say how you feel because they always want the last word.
exactly, exactly. And that's not healthy at all. Um, I will say it's harder to maintain friendships in college sometimes, especially when you're busy. You're doing a whole lot of stuff. But as we talked about with relationships, people make time where they want.
Exactly.
People, I had to learn this the hard way too. Never like invite myself to something. If you're just not invited, you're just not invited. And
Oh, I'm not gonna be in a place where I'm not wanted. That's why I transferred. I'm not gonna be in a place where I'm not wanted. Why would I do that? Why would I waste my time and energy? I forget. I interviewed somebody last, was it last year? Nope, the year before, my sophomore year of college. I interviewed somebody. It was alumni, and he was like, he was a recent alumni. He told me that you could always make more money, but you can never have. You could always waste money, but you can never waste time.
yeah,
You can never waste time. You could always make more money, but you can't always make more time. You can't make more time. Time does not wait for anybody. So like that's why I be like, when I want stuff or like I want to do it now because tomorrow's not promised. People, I can people can go to sleep and not wake up. God forbid, but you that's how life is. So I try to live my life every day to the fullest and try to treat people, with love and caring, and I hope for that to be reciprocated. You understand? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I forgot I had a question. Okay. Have you watched Forever?
No, Shemai, I
Oh
have.
my gosh. Oh, Lauren. Oh, Lauren, you have one job. I thought we were gonna do a recap of Forever. Ugh. You gotta at least watch at least episode 2. It's like it's 45 minutes a pop. You can have it in the back. It's Netflix. Just have it on in the background. And just appreciate that's this is a good show. I'm sorry. I'm at this. I have some people here at this conference that love the show too. I think we've been conversating, we've been talking about it, but you have to watch Forever on Netflix. This is not a paid ad. It's just I just love the show. I'm on my second wave of watching it. That's how much I love the show. Yeah. But let's go to that Talk Your Talk segment. This is a segment where we talk about topics featuring or focusing on relationships, situationships, friendships, and personal growth. The question today is, how do you handle it when you don't like your friend's partner, romantic partner?
I've been on both sides.
Ah!
I've been on both sides. I've been in a situation where people don't like my partner, and I think,
Well, maybe for the best, but it is what it is.
but I've had a few friendships where I don't like their boyfriends or girlfriends. And usually, one situation comes to mind. There was this girl, my freshman year, and she was dating this guy off campus.
Mm.
He was significantly older,
Oh.
had a like 1 year old, and yeah, wasn't living on his own. He was still living at like a grandmother's house or something. And I was just, telling her like she could kind of do so much better. I wasn't liking the way he would treat her, the things I would hear. And at the time we had several people telling her that, and she didn't want to listen. She didn't want to listen. um and she stayed with that guy for a while and then moved on to someone else who really was along the same lines. I feel like most of the time for me, if the only time I'm going to express that I don't like someone else's partner is if I visibly see that they're tearing them down, or if it's abusive, things of that nature. Or I know that they're, openly cheating on them.
Mm.
Um, I've been kind of in a situation before where there was a girl who said she didn't like my boyfriend, but at the end of the day wanted him.
Oh, she was just jealous.
And he kind of told me that she had kind of, tried to get at him. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I really don't like speaking on people's relationships because personally, I don't want to hear people speak on mine. Unless they're visibly seeing something that is harmful to me that I'm either not seeing or I'm not listening to. Um, yeah.
I think, how do I handle? I mind my business until it gets to a point where it's like toxic. I have to say something. But I mind my business. If they tell me stuff, I tell them my opinion, or my advice, or how I would handle it. But I mind my business. I don't care about people's personal life. Even my I care. Hold on. Let me rephrase that. I care. Okay, I care, but at the same time, like, you do what makes you happy. So if this person makes you happy, have fun.
And I
But
agree. Yeah.
but I'm gonna tell you my opinion on this person. You could take it or leave it. 9 times out of 10, I'm really good at reading people. I really am. 9 times out of 10, I'm really good at reading people when I first initially meet them.
Hmm.
Now, after some patterns, maybe things might change. But initially, I noticed, oh, this is not gonna work out. This probably will work out. You could learn a lot from somebody after having a conversation with them, on how they think, or the way they deal with things. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm an advocate as well for, I'll give you advice, but don't keep coming back to me, um, heartbroken or upset.
Mm.
And
And I hate to be that person that say I told you so.
yeah, because I'm not really telling you I told you so, but it's kind of like it gets to a point. Because I've been in a situation where that too, where this person, she kept telling me this, kept telling me that. I'm like, well, you need to leave. You need to go to counseling. I don't know, figure it out. Um, but to see somebody, keep repeating the same patterns over and over, it's like, there's nothing else I can tell you. I don't even want to hear it anymore. And I know that sounds so bad. Um, I don't look like a bad friend. I really don't.
Yeah, yes, it is what it is. I think you just, like I said, you need to be honest with them, but let them learn and let them love who they love or like who they like. As long as it's not harming them, they're not putting themselves in harm's way. I really don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't care. We actually have a viewer question.
What?
Yeah, someone emailed us yesterday. I mean last week. And I saw it yesterday. That's why I say yesterday. The question is, hello, Shimei and A'Lauren. Love the podcast. Can you tell us one thing that you want upcoming college freshmen about getting into club or organizations on their campus? How should they get involved?
Okay. Um, First, like I told a lot of people, um, my second and junior year when they asked that kind of same question is that whatever your major is, there is some sort of like professional organization that you need to join because that opens so many doors for anyone in mass comm or journalism. Of course, it's NABJ, but I know for engineers, they have the Society of Black Engineers, things like that. Um, Getting into the professional spaces early. When it comes to other organizations, I would say don't fall for the trap of what everybody else is doing. I know my freshman year, there were certain orgs on campus, and I'm not even talking about Greek orgs, just certain larger organizations that everybody felt like they had to be a part of. And you got to know what's for you, what aligns with your values and beliefs, instead of just following the crowd. Just because everybody that's popular is in that organization doesn't mean it's really going to benefit you. Also, look at your timing and schedule. Don't join 10 different organizations and then never be in your classes. Because I've seen that too, where a lot of
Priorities.
exactly. A lot of people will join every organization that they can, and then they're either missing organization events or either missing class, and it becomes overwhelming. Um, just do what you want to do. I really had to learn that the hard way because I felt like I spent almost a year and a half doing a lot of things just because somebody else wanted me to do that with them. So whatever you are passionate about, get involved early. Get involved while you can, because the earlier you join an organization, you also have the opportunity to grow and become a leader in the organization.
I would say the piggyback on Lauren, that was very well spoken. Student rep Lauren. I would say always be yourself. I think find organizations that fit your major, that
Yes.
can benefit you in the long run. And help you elevate what you want to do with your career. So I would say, if you're a business administration student, join the business club on campus, or talk to your dean of your college or the department chair of your department, to see what things are recommended to help you be the successful person that you wanted to be in your collegiate career, but also try to not just make it academics, have a little fun as well. I would say join organization, time management, as Lauren alluded to, but try to make a great impact on your institution, rather that be with SGA or student activities board or council, whatever it's called at your campus. um Join those type of clubs or organizations that really make a strong impact that you want to make on your campus. It all depends on your values and what you want, and do stuff that might get you outside your shell as well. Like run for a position. If you never ran, run for it anyways. It gets you outside your shell. It might, during campaign season, you might meet people that you would never think you would meet because it depends. It depends. How your collegiate career is. So, yeah, just get outside your shell and have fun. Not too much fun, but have fun and don't make it just all about academics. That's not what college is for. It's supposed to learn yourself. And yeah, but yeah, that does it for our show. Thank you so much, Lauren, for staying up a little later to tape today. Um, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. You can follow us for more content on the Cook Entertainment Instagram, and now I'm at on me, Shimei Cook TV, and Lauren at the Lauren Official, right? Yep. Yeah. And like and subscribe and all that jazz, and send us some more questions. I love the question. We love you so much for watching. See you next time.